Hello, and welcome to our presentation. Today, my colleague, Dr. Gregory Clare, and I, Paulette Hebert, are presenting from Oklahoma State University. Our colleagues are not with us today. Dr. Chitra Singh and Abby VanDusen and Catie Hamlett are previous students of ours at Oklahoma State University. So they're co-authors, but not joining us today. Dr. Clare, do you want to go ahead and give our introduction?
Yes, textiles is a common industry for industrializing nations, and with over 45 million people working, it's the second largest employment generating sector in India. The size of India's textile market in 2016 was around $137 billion, which is expected to touch $226 billion market by 2023. Exports of textiles from India reached $24.24 billion during April through November 2017. Growing globalization has led to deterioration in working conditions of textile workers in India. There are codes of conduct, but they have limited impact on improving working standards as there is a sharp mismatch in code of conduct and the effective codes of practice imposed by manufacturing companies. Hand embroidery on textiles is very common and involves intricate visual work to create surface ornamentation of fabrics. Proper lighting, including task lights that shine directly on the handiwork, is important to prevent eye strain. This study examined the light levels in a hand embroidery factory in northern India, and comparison of light levels with required standards are presented. Next, Dr. Hebert will talk about our methods.
Yes, the researchers visited a textile factory in northern India where handmade products such as bedspreads with intricate surface designs were made, many for the luxury American and European markets. The observed special textile treatments included handmade laces, hand-painted designs, and elaborate embroidery. Researchers toured interior rooms containing employees at work at a hand embroidery table and surfaces including an ironing table and a sewing table. Researchers photo documented the facility and representative products. They measured horizontal light levels using an XULA 450 datalogging light meter. The foot candle measurements were converted to metric units, and we used an online calculator, rapidtable.com. So you can see here some of the images from our in-field or in-situ study there with the workers. And here is our table that you may want to examine more closely later. It talks about the different industrial processes, the lighting standards, for the US and North America, the Indian standards, and then the actual light levels that were measured.
Okay, so table 1 gives the comparison of the illumination levels required as per India lighting standards, IES lighting standards, and the actual illumination levels measured in the Indian factory. IES levels demonstrate a range with the lower number reflecting the light level recommendations for visual ages of observers less than 25 and the higher number reflecting visual ages greater than 65. Indian lighting standards offered one light level as a recommendation. Analysis of document spotlight level observations of 4 revealed that only one of existing lighting measurements complied with the lowest IES standards. None complied with either the 25 to 65 visual range or the greater than 65 visual age IES recommendation. However, one half exceeded the Indian lighting standards. These findings suggest the greatest deficiency in compliance with Indian standards was in the hand embroidery lace table and at the sewing table.
Some daylight entered the factory's interior rooms through fenestration, and therefore the measured light levels include natural light contributions. If the factories operate early in the morning or later in the evening, the light level measurements would consist of only electric light and are anticipated to be much lower. It is recommended that the light levels in the studied areas be increased to be in compliance with the Indian standards as a minimum. This study reflects the conditions of only one textile factory. And there are our references. We want to thank you for joining us today, and we wish you a pleasant conference.